May 22nd. I'll be honest, I have not thought about deer hunting since February. This was the very first spot that Lee and I ever got permission at, like 13 years ago. This is actually where I killed my first real big deer, actually my first suburban buck. And then Jay, little did we know at the time, the same year that I killed my 173, Jay killed the state record non-typical, which went like 215, 216. Like a couple hundred yards from us. So little did we know we were hunting the state record year one that we started suburban bow hunting. It's nice to come back here and reminisce. We haven't had a shooter out here in a while. Just again, like this is one of those spots that is just covered up in hunters now. Whew. I mean, look at this place. Like, how freaking awesome is this? Check all this real quick, make sure I'm in the right area. That's how you know there's big bucks in Atlanta. When even the deer crossing signs have like 180-inch deer on them. It's November 3rd. It is 35 degrees outside. This cold front just came through a couple days ago. The first real cold front of the season. And my first mature bucks of the season finally showing up. I actually lost permission at this spot about a week ago. I was going to start hunting last week. For whatever reason, the landowner just didn't want people hunting out here anymore. And so Lee had to come down and work his magic and literally spent like 30 minutes with a homeowner yesterday afternoon and re-finagled permission for us. So I'm kind of scrambling this morning. Wasn't really prepared to hunt until late last night. And I am definitely late getting to the stand. I'm not expecting much out of this sit based on the way it's gone so far. I need to come back in here tomorrow afternoon when people are at work and clear some limbs and make sure my stand's set. I might actually change the trees. Alright guys, I'm back at the spot that I hunted yesterday morning. Gonna try to figure out where I can move my stand. I came back on a Monday, midday, when everyone's at work, so I can just kind of fly under the radar at this spot. I've actually got a couple different stand options in the truck. We got a Lone Wolf, a Millennium, and a tree saddle, a tethered tree saddle. And actually one thing I'm doing this year is I'm trying to figure out what the ultimate lightweight portable tree stand setup is. So I bought like 4 or 5 of the best stands out there, and I'm just hunting with every single one this season to figure out which one I like best. This is a perfect spot to kind of test them out because the trees are kind of finicky. There's ivy on the trees, and it's really important to stay concealed from people at this spot. So might actually go with the tree saddle here, or one of the tiny lock-ons like the Lone Wolf. But we'll poke our heads back here and see if I can find a better tree to put the stand in and get my other one out of here. Look at this. It is absolutely raining acorns in here. I mean, they are everywhere. That's probably why all these bucks start funneling through here this time of year. And this is a major creek arm right here, and then it connects to another one about 100 yards down. And I think there's something like probably 400 or 500 acres of woods that are all kind of connected together, and this is really like the central kind of hub to a lot of those woods. It's where the two main creeks meet up, which that's why this spot is so good during the rut, that and the food. This spot honestly is terrible before November. Like there's no bucks that grow out here. There's not very many does, but once they start roaming, like this is just a central spot that they pass through. So let's see if we can figure out how to actually hunt it. Looks like they've been hitting my mock scrape pretty good. Some fresh tracks in there. Got my camera right there, and my other stand that I hunted yesterday is right up in there, which I just don't have a clear shot to this main trail down here. I really think I need to get in a tree, one of these trees over here, kind of closer to the house, so I don't have to walk so far in the woods. Maybe that big tree right there with the ivy on it. All right, I think I'm gonna go with Millennium today at this spot. Look how tiny this thing is. All right, got everything I need. I'm gonna pull my truck back out of the driveway because I don't want the homeowners to come home and have to wait for me to move. The more that they have to accommodate you, the more likely they are to take away your permission. So just try to go unseen. Got my stand up, it's right up there. Now I'm gonna cut a few branches just so I have barely enough space to shoot from a couple directions. Last thing I want to do is come in here and change a bunch of stuff. So I'm gonna just cut barely enough to get a couple shots off. So once I do that, should be good to go. And I'll be back out here probably tomorrow morning. Get on there. Finally got my set right today. It's perfect. I can see way more than I could at that other stand. Got way more shots. I can get in and out a lot quieter. So it's time to start sitting. The weather's finally right. Time of year is right. It's only gonna get better from here over the next couple weeks. I just finished doing my interview, and a couple does popped out over in this little clearing. This spot is way better than that other stand because I can see a couple 100 yards into this little meadow, and I bet you that bucks chase all in that meadow down there. He's across the creek. I don't know what buck that is, but he's grunting. I'm gonna grunt back at him. He's crossing the creek. I have no idea what buck that is. It sounds like he's ready. He's gonna come to this open right here. Dude. There are does gone. Oh, that's a big buck. That's a big buck. just crossed the creek. There's a buck going up the hill right there. I'm gonna call him again. You heard that? You heard that? He's still going after those does. I'm pretty sure that was the buck that I've been going after. He's got like a little flyer off of one of his G2s. Back in the stand this morning, I had one of the shooters. It's like a 10-pointer with a little flyer off his back, off his right G2. He was in front of my camera for a while last night. Hit the scrape, was feeding around. So I'm hoping he didn't go too far. I'm thinking he was one of the bucks that was chasing that group of does in here last night. There's a little buck coming down the hill. There he is. It's 2:20 right now, and I'm sitting here editing Kindle's episode, and I checked my Covert app, and the buck that I'm hunting is like perfectly squared up front and center in front of my camera, which is only like 15 minutes down the road. And this is like the first really clear daylight picture I have of him, and he is way bigger than I thought he was. Here, check it out. I'm kind of shaking a little bit. I don't know if I had too much coffee this morning.
Dude, that deer's heavy.
Yeah. Way heavier than I thought. Way framier than I thought.
Heavy.
Pretty.
Is that gonna be, that's his name, Heavy. Yeah, dude. You might kill that deer tonight.
I might kill him in the next 30 minutes.
Well, if you do, call me.
I will. This is why hunting a spot that's close to the house is so much more convenient. So you can do this kind of crap. If I was driving 40 minutes across the city.
Yeah, I know. You put a lot of effort in this year. And that's what's crazy. Like, Rob came in town and killed, and he was like, well, that was easy. I was like, no. You don't understand.
Yeah. Doesn't happen like that. And there's...
I was like, Drew lives here. You said that to him. You live here. And it's like, he does this, like, hours and hours and hours and hours a week, and he still hasn't killed one. So you put a ton of effort into this. Is hopefully all coming together.
Yeah. Yep. Well, he's by far the biggest one out there right now.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. But I'll still shoot that one with a little flyer, too, if he comes in. He's got a solid body too. So.
Yeah, he's mature, no doubt.
All right. Enough screwing around. I gotta get my crap together.
Okay, go kill him.
All right. See ya.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Coming in hot. Like I said, this spot is really sensitive permission-wise, so before I put my camo on, I'm backing down the driveway, unloading all my gear, my bow, my camo and everything, and then pulling back out and parking on the street. I'm gonna grunt a few times, and then maybe wait about 5 minutes, and then do a rattle sequence and see if I can get him to get back on his feet. Because, I mean, he could be within 50 yards right now. There's really thick privet right here, right across the creek. I don't know about that shot. I'm praying that I clipped his lungs. I mean, he was definitely hurt when he was running off.
There's only one reason you're calling me at 5:30 right now.
I had to answer your question. I shot him.
No, you didn't.
I did. But it was not a great shot.
8?
Yeah, the big 8. So he,
It was not a good shot?
dude, so like he came in, I saw him, he was walking across that big meadow, and I like scrambled to get the camera on him, and I hit him with the grunt a couple times, and then I saw him kind of like circle into that privet, and about like 3 minutes later I saw him step down into the creek, and so I threw the camera on him. I knew he was gonna come like straight to me, and he came in facing me, and he was facing me for it had to have been 10 minutes, just like feeding towards me, facing me. And he was like slowly making his way towards me, like kind of turning quarter to me. And I mean, he had to take maybe 2 more steps and I would have had a pretty good broadside shot. And I hear the freaking landowner pull up in the driveway behind me and like get out and start to let her dog out.
No way.
Yeah, like I hear like open the front door, and she's like, I can hear her getting the dog riled up inside, and so I'm like, all right, crap, like I just need to shoot.
Our landowner?
Yeah. Yes, the one like it's
Really?
like 30 yards behind my stand.
Like our owner that gave us permission.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I shot like, basically I was aiming right over the top of its back of its front shoulder, and I hit pretty high, but I think I like hit right behind the shoulder, hopefully, and the arrow went in maybe like 5 or 6 inches, and he donkey kicked and freaking took off across the creek, and I can see the luminoc right now. I saw the arrow fall out of him, and I could have sworn I heard a crash like up on that hill, like 2 seconds after I saw the arrow fall out.
Really? But you only got like 5 inches of penetration?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to tell, but I don't think I hit him in the shoulder. I think I hit him like high and just behind the shoulder, and it was a super steep angle.
Yeah, so maybe it got down into him.
Yeah, so I'm thinking it got down into his lungs.
Well, you know the deal. Rather be safe than sorry.
Yeah.
I would definitely give him time. Now the waiting game and nerves come into play.
Yep. I'm gonna get down and like maybe walk 20 yards and see if there's any blood, and then I'm gonna back out of here. Oh, thank God. Look at that. I knew I saw blood pouring out of him when he was running off. That is a really, really good sign. Holy smokes. Oh yeah. Dude, there's blood like halfway up the arrow. Look at that. It was scary. I think he's dead, but I don't know. That blood trail stopped pretty quick. I grabbed my arrow and like, it looks like I got at least 8 inches of penetration. I mean, there's blood probably 12 inches up the arrow, but yeah, it's hard to tell if that's like splatter or...
Well, if it's actually what went in.
Yeah. But I mean,
well,
I definitely heard a crash, so I think he's probably dead where I heard him crash.
Yeah, but I would still err on the side of caution.
Yeah. Cavalry has arrived.
You nervous?
A little bit, but it looks promising.
Yeah.
This is already 5.5 minutes in. He's been sitting there in front of me, and he's facing me at that angle the entire time. But he's about to come through this opening, and then I hear the homeowner pull up in her car right behind me, and I don't know. It wasn't a ideal shot, but like, I've made the mistake of not taking a shot that I should have before. Because you don't get opportunities like this very often.
Especially in this area, because these deer are here one day, gone the next.
Yeah.
Dude, that arrow got way in him.
But
if the original clip you sent me on the phone, you can't really see how deep it goes in.
But honestly, it's like exactly where the shot needed to be. I mean, maybe it would have been nice to have an inch farther back, but as far as the height goes, it's perfect.
Like I said, I mean, that's going, I think that's going high long this side, opposite long other side, and maybe clipping that artery below.
Yeah.
Which is why you had that explosion of
That explosion of blood is like right here.
I mean, it's on like tree limbs and stuff.
Yeah.
I think that deer's dead.
All right, let's go get him.
We're tracking a dead deer.
So he crossed the creek like right there.
The field's here.
Like yeah, the field is like 40 yards that way.
So when you shot him, he went into the field.
Yeah, he ran the edge of the field.
And then this way.
And then looped around this way.
Okay.
So this trail right here should take us like right to where I think he crashed.
All right.
I think he ran right down the edge of the property. So.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep Onyx pulled up if I can find it. Oh, there it is. I'll keep Onyx up and just make sure we're staying on this side. But like I said, I think he circled off the private property onto where we can retrieve.
He's right here.
Right here.
Did you not see that freaking belly?
Oh, God. You down?
Yep, man down.
Oh,
dude, that body is giant.
Holy cow.
Dude, his body is giant.
Dude, he only went like 30 yards past the creek. Oh my God. Look how big his head. Look.
That's what I'm saying,
that's like
dude.
That's like a Zeus
his head
size
looks
head.
like a freaking horse.
Oh my gosh. This deer's a lot bigger than I thought he was.
He's way bigger than I thought.
Holy smokes. I don't even know what to say. This literally never gets old. I don't care if the stories, like this story was only really a couple weeks long. I mean, we've had this spot for what, 3 years now?
3 years, yeah.
And I knew that there were mature bucks here. This is just like an area where somehow bucks make it year to year. There's just not as much hunting pressure. And this time in November, they start popping up, and this guy showed up, I think 2 weeks ago. They went through this whole fiasco of losing permission when I was about to start hunting, and then had to call in the big guns.
Calling in the reinforcements, baby.
Lee came in and finagled permission again somehow. Did what he does best. So this was a team effort for sure.
Big time. Yeah, Sean, dude, with that angle is
Oh my God.
the head-on angle is ridiculous. You're so big. Oh my God.
I know you said it when you killed Thor, and Jay said it, and Kendall said it, but like, I don't want to beat a dead horse, but it has to be said, like, this season has been so different than last season.
100%.
Just where our hearts have been at. I mean, everything went wrong last year, and it was 100% God just trying to get our attention. And basically, we came together as a team and decided that we were going to use this platform to glorify Him, and that was our sole purpose. I want to see where this deer. I want to see this shot.
I don't think you realize how big this deer is, dude.
Like, what?
He's significantly larger than I thought. Significantly, dude.
Like, what are you thinking?
No, hold on.
Yeah.
Hold this light and look at him from like that.
Oh my God.
He's a giant, dude. He's a giant.
Holy smokes.
Dude, We're not getting this deer out of here. I don't know what to tell you.
I'm on the board, baby. Oh man.
I'm so happy for you. You much deserved. You've had a really tough season. A lot. I mean, you've probably put more miles on your truck than you ever have
Yeah.
searching for deer.
Just driving all over creation. Finally.
You find one 5 minutes from your house.
Yeah. Actually, no one knows where I live these days. So.
Yeah, he's under the radar.
Dude, I can't move him. I need more than that. Audio. One, two, one, three. Dude.
Swear to God, that was on.
Okay, one, two. Oh, thanks for the help.
Job well done.
I'll let you rest for a couple days.
Yeah, thanks.